Good day and welcome to Humanities for Summer 2 of 2025. You're currently looking at the home page. You'll see some information about the course and about me. I am your instructor, James Reed. It shows you that my office is at the Athens campus in the Gibbs Academic Building, A230, and the phone number is 903-675-6312. However, during the summer, I'm not in the office that often, so the best way to get in touch with me will be the email address that's listed here. I do have office hours posted as 2 to 3 during the afternoon of the days of the week, Monday through Thursday. I will try to make sure I'm on the computer during that time, ready to answer any of your questions that you may have. This homepage just gives you a little details about the course, what is involved, and what you need to be doing. The idea about taking this, reading through the Start Here module and taking the Start Here quiz. If you click on the word module, you'll see this comes up, and this is really the first thing that you need to do. We'll close that off right now. Is the Student Success Agreement. You simply click on it. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it already. I'll have to do it as a preview. It takes very little time to do this. You just have to acknowledge that you have done this. Click here, click submit, and you will make sure that you're doing that. That is important because the completion of that success agreement acknowledges that you have logged into the course, started the course. If you do not fill that out, unfortunately, you'll be counted as not attending and will be dropped. So please make sure you get that taken care of. You'll also see that the course is inclusive access. However, because we are using the MindTap extension at Cengage with the textbook does not load into VitalSource. When we had this set up, I wasn't told that was going to be the case, but that's what has happened. So you won't be able to access it there. Instead, to access the textbook, and one of the reasons this video was not posted earlier is there was an issue trying to access the textbook. But under textbook and material, I have an explanation of how to access the material. If you opt out of the inclusive access, you will need to get the textbook though. We'll have to have that. You can do it as an ebook through Cengage, just going to cengage.com. They can also offer you a Cengage Unlimited offer, which if you're taking other Cengage textbook courses, that's a way of getting all in one. It says how to access it. Down here you have TextBot. You can ask our support, or you can also click on Cengage support. Now, as I said, there's been some issues recently with this, and it's down for maintenance. So just thought I'd let you know that. But there is a number to call, and under the announcements, I'll go to it very quickly. You will see accessing the textbook and MindTap announcement. And you have to register for the course first. So you will have to register with them to create a login. Once you log in, you shouldn't have to do it again, but sometimes it accesses change. That's the information you need right here. The course name and the course key. This explains how to go through all that setup. That's from Cengage. Here's the link for Cengage support. And again, it's been down for maintenance last couple of days, but you can call this number. In fact, I was just on the phone with them for over an hour trying to deal with a situation about the textbook that was not accessing and kept getting some not available messages. We were finally able to get that resolved, seemingly. We're about to check that. I have two ways where you access the textbook. This is a link to the textbook itself, and so is this one. This one is actually set up as if the textbook is an assignment for you to access. When we were having issues trying to access the textbook, this was suggested, but if you click here, it should take you to the textbook, and it does. So that's nice to know. You'll see, let me get this moved out just a little bit more. You'll see the textbook. This is chapter 0. You simply click here, and it goes into some brief explanations about the arts and the details. It's not very long. A commentary, just how to look at it, how to look at art. Again, just goes through. This is not one of the chapters that you're looked at, but it goes into some details. So we close that off. And then chapter 1, the beginnings, it has a preview. And this simply goes into some details about what you're expected to know and learn in the chapter. And then here's the actual chapter. When you click on it, you'll get a picture of King Tut in a moment. There it is. And you'll see chapter contents. It works you through each of the parts. And then at the end of each of these table of contents, you'll see the name of the chapter again. This is called Beginnings. When you click on this, it gives you a summary of some of the key points in the chapter. This is for every chapter. And as you're taking your reading quizzes and your exams, if you'll open up the chapters, this is a good place to look because quite often it has some key information for you. So that's how you access the textbook. You can also, as I said, go through the assignment setup. This also sometimes works. Give it a moment. And there it is again. If when you go to these textbook access, if it asks you, if you get this message saying, oops, something went wrong, which occasionally happens, it asks you to log in, that's where you need to make sure that you set up your account with Cengage using the course key, and then just use your TBCC email and password so that you're able to access it. So this is where you get into the textbook. Textbook is set up in different chapters, and you'll note that I have each of the chapters set up in units, either 1 or 2 chapters at a time. Under the Start Here module, you'll have some details about the course. You have about the syllabus. This also was not working recently. We were down for maintenance as well over the weekend. But now you can actually access the syllabus. It takes just a moment for it to load. As you're going to look at this, the syllabus just has the details about the course, the course policies, and again, it takes a little while for all this to log up. So I'll wait for it to finish loading. But you can access it a couple of different ways, either here or here. Also, a good way of accessing the syllabus and other details is this syllabus link here. This is what the syllabus looks like when you do get it called up, and it just goes into the course description, the policies, requirements for the course, how everything is set up. There's the course schedule, which I also have separated for you. Other details about the course, the idea about policies and detail. You'll notice the policy about AI generated writing, sources not allowed. When you write your essay, it'll go through an AI detector. If there's any AI content at all, that is a violation of this policy here. So that's what the syllabus is. One of the nice aspects about the syllabus tab here is that it also has for you the course summary with all the assignments. So you can see everything that's required to do and when it's due. It also shows you the breakdown of the assignments. Daily assignments, which are the reading quizzes, are 15%. Major essay is 10%. And then the 3 exams are 75% total. Each exam counting 25%. So when you go back to the modules, get all this there. Under the Start Here, you'll see, of course, other information, how to turn in a paper to turn it in, how to locate feedback on the essays after you have submitted those essays. And then there's the Start Here quiz, which you're asked to do. And then, as I said earlier, the units are set up either as 1 or 2 chapters at a time. They're set up in very similar structure. This is an overview of the chapter, trying to give you some details, what you're going to run into, some of the concepts that you'll meet, the learning outcomes. And then I also put in here optional viewing flashcards. Now the flashcards all go to one site. Regardless of what chapter you're in, it always goes back to the same site, and you just have to choose what chapter you want. For instance, if you want chapter 1, click there, and this is chapter 1. If you wanted chapter 9, click on that one, and there's the chapter 9 flashcards. And the flashcards simply give you some details, which you can flip over and look at. Just hit some of the high points. That's what that's for. The readings, you can click here also and access the textbook. Again, you might get that little message asking you to log in one more time. It sometimes does that. And there's the textbook again. So each of the module units are set up in the same way, where you'll have an overview. If there's a slide presentation or lecture video, it'll be posted here. I'll be doing that soon for this chapter. Readings are posted again here, and they have additional material over points that are covered in the chapter. Because it is a textbook and there's only limited scope to it, I have offered you additional materials, links to different details. For instance, under the Mesopotamia, there are links to some videos. This is, if you have to log in, it'll be the same login for TVCC. You simply log in. Give it a moment. And it takes you to Films on Demand, and it will show you this video so you can watch it. Also has a transcript of it. So this is just additional material that goes beyond what the textbook offers. So I have some of these for you in each of the units. You'll see that for chapter 2 and 3, you have slide presentations, the PowerPoints over the chapters I've placed in here, the readings, and then you have a reading quiz over chapters 2 and 3. You click on it, and then you take it. I only get a preview since I'm not a student. I don't get to take the quiz. But you click on it, you have 20 questions, 40 minutes. And once you begin it, you cannot close it and come back. What I suggest is open up the readings, each of the chapters, chapter 2 and chapter 3. Go to that last section where you have the outline of the chapter, and then start the quiz. I do not mind that you would use the textbook while you're taking the quiz, but open the windows first, then go back to the quiz. And remember, you only have 40 minutes. It's all multiple choice on the quizzes, so it should not take you long to do those. So each of these are set up. Under Rome, I already have a video lecture set up. It's an example, one where I went through the chapter. And then I have additional material as well. This is about the Etruscans. And so I have a couple of videos that you can watch about Etruscan civilization. So in case you want a little more detail about the Etruscans, our textbook only gives you a limited amount, which is understandable. So each of the units are set up in the same way. Walks you through the entire textbook. If you go to this, you'll see that your first major exam is an assignment. You can click on this and then click on the exam module, and it takes you to that, and you'll see the exam. There it is. And you'll see when it's due. And you simply, again, click on it. Here's the exam ready for you to take. Again, my suggestion is open up the 5 chapters first so that you have that available, and then you can look at those. There are, of course, 40 questions that are multiple choice, but you also have 5 questions that are short answer paragraph style responses. Keep in mind that the responses should be full, complete, and detailed. As it says here, with full details and explanation. Responses, as a rule, should be longer than the questions if you expect to have adequate details. And yes, I also teach English. So, complete sentences for your responses. That means full sentences. You have to have no errors in form and spelling. Please make sure that when you're writing your sentences, you recognize you capitalize the first letter of the first word in a sentence. You also capitalize proper nouns. So when you refer to Rome or to Greece, you capitalize those words. Please keep that in mind. Um, again, if you miss the test for some reason, you have to contact me immediately. Otherwise, there will be no makeup work. Tests are going to be available for you to take starting at a window of time. So please keep that in mind. And then once you take it, I will try to get them graded as quickly as I can within a day or so. Um, so the modules are set up in that way. Again, where you can link into it. When you go to chapter, the unit 8, I believe. Nope, not unit 8. Yes, it's in unit 9. It'll show you about the major essay being due. You click on it and you can find it, module for the major essay. And there it is. This is a video, walks you through how to submit a work to turn it in. Have an example of a major essay. It's not over the same topics as yours. I don't believe it is. No, this is over a different topic, but gives you an idea of how the essay should look, the length of it, the MLA formatting, how to incorporate your sources and cite those sources, how to have a works cited page. I get this to work. There we go. There's your works cited page. So that gives you an example of how that looks. And again, when you go into that chapter, it shows how that is. When you go down to the actual submission of it, when you're ready to submit it, you click on major essay over the topics. It shows you the details here. It has to be 1,000 words long. You have to follow MLA formatting. If you have a question about that, please let me know. If your response is too short, at not at least 1,000 words or longer, if it does not follow MLA format, it says here it will not be graded. Again, no AI use. Any essay that is wholly or partially made up AI generated text will be considered academic dishonesty and will be receiving of a failure for the assignment. This is the detail about the assignment itself. You can download the handout. You can also simply increase it so you can read it better. Again, repeat some of the other details. You have a choice of 5 topics. Do not write all of them. I had somebody earlier this summer for the essay that was assigned to the first summer session. Wrote a paragraph over each of the topics. I had to let that person know that was not the assignment. So you're going to take one of the topics. Actually, you have 6 topics. And you will take one of these and you will offer a developed discussion. Use the textbook for sources. If you go elsewhere for sources, the best place to go for that will be our library resources here. I'll do a video over the essay later, but this gives you an idea how everything is set up, what you need to be doing. We have very limited time. You'll see that your first exam is July 14th. That's not that far away, 1 week. So you need to make sure that you're going through the readings, going through each of the details. If you want to go through the additional information, that will help you in understanding what's being covered. Each of the chapters is not that long. Again, if you go to the readings, I have it set up here for you. You can look at the preview and also just click on the chapters itself. Again, here's the chapter. Give it a moment. And again, you have a preview, and then the chapter contents are all set up. So if on your reading quiz you see a question about Doric and Iconic orders and a comparison of what they're like, then just go to this one, and it tells you all the details about Doric and Ionic architectural structures of columns. It's very useful, very helpful in that way. So again, the readings are all set up in that way for each of the units. You have access to the textbook by going up here to the textbook and materials and clicking on the textbook access. It's opening up now a little bit better. Said I spent an hour or more on this just this morning um, with Cengage trying to get the textbook access working. There had been an issue with it. And so again, all this hopefully will work. First thing you need to do, take the student success agreement. Second thing you need to do, make sure you do the Start Here quiz. Third thing you need to do, familiarize yourself with the course. And then after that, start reading the chapters, going through the details, and preparing yourself for that first reading quiz. So I'm looking forward to a good semester. If you do have questions, again, the best way during the summer to reach me will be through the email address that is listed here. And so again, I'm hoping for a good semester. It goes by very quickly. So again, if you do have questions, please let me know. Uh, if you have issues, under the announcement, I do have posted for you access to the textbook, which MyTap has several practice exercises for you. It's not part of the grade, but if you want to do some practices and get some additional understanding there, you can always click on that. But this is how you can get in touch with detail. And again, this has been down for maintenance, but there's the phone number. So I'm looking forward to a good semester, as I've said already. And again, I hope that you will learn from Humanities, what it involves. Under the modules, I try to have that explanation for you about what Humanities is, what it is about. If you look at the Humanities welcome here, I have some details for you about this. What all is involved with the course. You'll see a list here, bulleted points. This is what all we will cover over the course of the next few weeks. So I hope that you are eager. So am I. So have a good semester.